Good day, people. This is JD. I got my new cards in, see? The JD for president. Speaking of which, why am I doing this video? Something's been bothering me for the past several days. Several things. Okay, my first comment about Bin Laden being killed in Pakistan. If I was President Obama, and Pakistan started griping and yelling about us going in and getting him, I'd say, wait a minute. Whoa, you were warned. You were warned long in advance that no matter what country he is in, we will go in and get him. When President Bush stood on that pile of rubble that once was the Twin Towers and said he didn't care where in the world the perpetrator was that did this, we will go and get him. And that's what we did. So don't stand there and complain about us going in and getting him, because I would have done the same thing if it would have been in the heart of China, in the heart of North Korea, or anywhere else in the world. We gave you our word. We would go and get him. You were warned, Pakistan. So don't get up on your horse and start ranting and raving. Whether or not you knew he was there is irrelevant. The fact is, you knew if he was in your country, we would come and get him. Enough said. Enough said about Bin Laden. Enough said about that. Because this is not about them. This is about you. You have to have the courage to be counted. I hear a lot of you complaining that your voice doesn't matter. They don't hear you in Washington. They don't care what you think, what you feel. The only time they seem to think you matter and they pretend they listen is during election time. So that's why a lot of you don't vote. Am I correct? Am I correct with that? A lot of you are frustrated because you know that you have an opinion of the direction this country should be going in, and you're not happy with it. But it seems like your voice is falling on deaf ears, except for when it's about time for election. Am I correct? And how many times did one of these candidates say, I will, I will, I will? You heard a lot. I will do this, I will do that, I will do that. Look at Ron Paul. Gosh, he's definitely a person who doesn't know what's going on in the world. I mean, look what he said about Israel's dependence upon us. You want to walk around in Israel sometime. They're not dependent on any country in the world. They're more independent than we are to the rest of the world. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for us, they probably would have already gone into Iran and totally blown up any place that they are doing any nuclear work. They are not, Israel, dependent upon the United States. If we were to cut off all our funds from Israel, it still would not hinder or hurt them. So, that's enough with Ron Paul. But truth is, how many times have you heard, I will, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then, look at JD. You don't hear I from me. Because I already know. I don't give a doggone who you are. It's not you. And I always have a habit of saying we, us, the American people. Why? Because that is exactly what I mean. I mean you. But you see, people, there's a problem. Unless you exercise your voice, unless you actually start going around and telling people of me again, it's not going to work. We got a lot more time now to organize, to set up. But unless you all, not me, you all. If you notice that every once in a while I'll post my YouTube videos with the link, just the link. and what it's about. That's for you to spread to other people. Not for me to let you see, because you've already seen it over and over again. It's for you to tell someone, hey, there's somebody who says, we're going to Washington, D.C. Not just him. And when he says we're going, he means you and me and everybody else. He says that Congress is going to hear our voice every single day till they get tired of hearing the voice of the American people. And he's got some ideas, he says, that we can do together. And that we will build this nation into the great nation it was prior to the Vietnam era. That's right. A nation of the people, by the people, for the people. Sorry, people, that's what I believe. That's the way I'm going to be. I've told you before, and I meant that each and every day. I'm going to ask myself, what I did today, how does it affect you? I don't care how it affects another country in the other side of the world. I don't care. I care how it affects you. But you all have to start realizing it's you who have to do it. Not me. It's your voice. Those of you who are so fed up with this whole system that you completely turn your back to it, do not realize by doing that you have given them full approval to do whatever they want. And I'm telling you, no, we can stop it. We can stop it. But you have to trust in yourself, the strength of you, not just me. I want you to understand that I don't give a doggone what the other candidates say and how they say it. You are the most important person in this country. Nobody else. Each and every one of you. Me running for president, that doesn't make me important. No. Even if I win, that doesn't make me important. The only thing that will make me important is that I am of one voice of many. And together, we are this nation. There's a lot of things that needs to be straightened up about this nation. And a lot of it can be pointed to the warning that George Washington gave us about political parties. But actually, they're not the real culprit. They are allowed to function. They are allowed to do what they do because we allow it. That's it. You and me, we allow it. Mostly, it's the majority of us who don't vote, who turn our back, who feel we don't any longer matter. The government's not listening to us. That's what this is all about. This time, this election is strictly about, are you going to go with the status quo? Or are you going to say, no, it's not going to work this time, people. We, the people of the United States of America, decided we had enough. And it now comes to an end. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm all about. I have come up with suggestions and ideas that can be done. Ways to do medical for everybody. We're so close to medical for everybody publicly. People don't know that they have medical in this country. Every single American has medical. They just need to walk into an emergency room and they have it. They turn no one away. Our government's trying to renege on their Social Security because they know the government, did it wrong. The government messed it up. Not because the money wasn't there, because they spent it. And now they're spending too much money elsewhere, giving it away. The New World Order is not trying to convince us, the American people. They're trying to convince the politicians, because they think they run the country. But if you don't get out there and do something, they will. Soros and his billions, he's not concerned about the American people unless we get up and start walking. Then he's afraid of us. People, understand. Martin Luther King Jr. knew where the strength of the United States was. It wasn't in the police force. It wasn't in the military. It wasn't in Congress. It wasn't in the government. It was in you, the people. He didn't go out there with a gun. But look at what he done for this nation. People, it's you, each and every one of you, that matter. Your thoughts, your ideas, your pain, your suffering. But unless you express it, there's nothing I can do. Because alone, there is nothing I can do. But together, we can make this the greatest country. The only one thing I haven't told you, and I'm keeping that as a secret, plans on increasing employment in this country. And also manufacturing. And remember, what I said, the key is, you don't increase manufacturing by making the manufacturers come here. You increase manufacturing by making them want to come here. That's the secret to success. And that we will do. We will do. Not me alone. So what's this video about? It's about you. And what you want. We together can do the job. Yes, I can do the job as president, and I can lead. And we together can fix this nation.
Daddy, can I go?
We together can make this a great nation. And that's what this is about. For you all to realize it is you, and you need to start energizing yourself and start beginning to take control instead of turning away. This is JD. It's you that need to stand up and say, I am an American, and this is the way I feel and believe.